Recently, I've been playing Telltale's The Walking Dead game series, and I've found that my least favorite out of the four games, not counting Michonne, is A New Frontier. While it's not a terrible game, I found it to be incredibly average compared to the rest. With this video, I want to go into why I think it's the worst season in the series. So let's get started. Number 1. Uninteresting characters. Now, aside from Clementine, who is an already established character, I think the most interesting character in this game is Javier. He's an okay character and a likable protagonist that the player gets to control. Since he's the main character, he gets more depth compared to the rest of the cast. Aside from Javier though, who are we left with? Well, the daughter, Mariana, gets killed way too early in the story to care about. Gabe is kind of annoying for most of the game, and I know he's supposed to be annoying on purpose since he is the son who doesn't know any better, but overall I did not care for him in the slightest. Kate is the romance option for Javier, and honestly she's pretty unlikable with her treatment of David. David is an alright antagonist in the game, but he doesn't get a lot of depth. The supporting characters like Ava, Eleanor, Conrad, and Tripp weren't that memorable for me and didn't leave much of an impact once I finished playing the game. The supporting cast also leads me to the next problem in the game. Number 2. Clementine is a side character. So it's a little bit jarring once you start playing this game when we get introduced to the Garcia family. I thought the game would continue Clementine's perspective from the second game. Instead, we are introduced to a completely new cast from the get-go. Clementine is, unfortunately, regulated as a supporting character in this story. We get a decent amount of flashbacks explaining the events and what happened after the second game. But aside from that, she doesn't get much to do during the main story. It kind of feels like a disservice to the fans since at this point, the audience cares about Clementine the most at this point in the series. Number 3. Jesus' role in the game. Now, I'm not talking about Jesus' inclusion in the story. In fact, I like that they brought another comic book character into the game, like they did with Glenn and Herschel in Season 1. My main problem is, once Jesus is introduced, he doesn't get much to do going forward. He feels like an extended cameo rather than a fully fledged character in the game's world. I would have liked if he had more impact in the narrative, as I like him more than any of the supporting cast. Well, aside from Clementine, of course. Number 4. Melodramatic storytelling. A big plot point in this game is Kate wanting to get with Javier because she is having relationship problems with David. I wasn't a big fan of this part in the game. It felt too much like a melodrama to me, and ultimately made Kate an unlikable character. And I know you could argue that other subplots in each season are melodramatic as well, but this part of the game stuck out like a sore thumb for me. Number 5. The story is too fast-paced. Now, this was also a problem with Season 2, but I think the game's pacing might be worse compared to the second season. The characters don't get much time to breathe. We go from one event to another with this game. The pacing is too fast, and I think it would have been better if the game were structured like Season 1. Now, while a lot of things happened in Season 1, characters get a chance to relax for a moment, and we get slower paced segments. Now, an example of this is the train segment in Season 1. Here, the stakes are more low-key, and we get a chance to spend time with the characters, rather than having our cast run from one location to the next. And this was also a problem with the Michonne game, which was only 3 episodes long, and the story was so fast-paced that we couldn't, enjoy any of the side characters, but that's a video for another day. To conclude, for me at least, this game was a disappointment. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it's not a bad game, but not great either. Now, out of 10, I would rate it a 6 out of 10. It's a pretty average game with average characters. It's also important to note that we got no mention of Javier's group and where they are in Season 4. And it makes the whole story feel pointless in the grand scheme of things. But these are just my thoughts. Did you enjoy Season 3 of Telltale's The Walking Dead? Or do you have the same opinion as me? Let me know in the comments below. And also, I'm thinking of making a video on how to fix some of the problems in Season 2. which I still think is a great game. So thank you for tuning into the video, and thanks for watching.